What's going on, everyone? I'm Chris, and welcome to Nostalgia Dig. Today, I think we're going to go through, I got a package in the mail of something that I got off of eBay, sort of like a mixed lot of random stuff. I don't really remember what it is, so it's going to be a surprise. So let's dig in. Alright, it came in a Loot Crate box. It is not a Loot Crate, other than the fact that it is a crate filled with loot. Not technically a Loot Crate. I used to get Loot Crates quite a few years ago. I haven't gotten one in a long time. I think they sold the company, but do you know, does anyone still get them, and are they still good? Gotten out of the first layer of force field. I have to get through the second layer of force field now to get to these. Okay, here we go. This one, just at first glance, this one looks like there's some winners in here. Some older stuff. We have a little cowboy gentleman here. Has no information on the bottom, but it looks older to me. It's kind of neat. I don't know. This is stuff that's kind of from before my time, and I didn't have a lot of this stuff, but so if you know about it, let me know in the comments. I'm curious. Yeah, rifleman there. Looks like to go with him, we have this native gentleman here with a shield and an axe. That's really cool. Looks like he might have been riding a horse at some point. Yeah, again, I don't see any information. His shield there. Oh yeah, there's a few. Another one. I'll try to get through all these guys that look like they're from the same series. And there, a cowboy. Looks like he's been riding a horse. Guy ready for fighting. Someone said some fighting words, and he's ready to fight. Got like a scout, native scout, maybe. It's a hole in the bottom. Not sure if that's supposed to be there or not. Probably. Maybe it's made to hook onto a peg, like on a hill or something, or maybe it's just part of the production process. I'm not sure. Neat. Alright, another cowboy here. He looks more specific. Like he's been painted. He was painted, while these guys don't look like they were. Look at this first one again. But a lot of times when I'm ordering these lots, I just kind of look to see if there's anything interesting. Kind of give it a quick once over. And, because I kind of want to be surprised that when I'm doing these videos especially, I don't want to be, I want to look at them and see them for the first time, kind of. Yeah. He's neat. He's got a spear and a tomahawk. He feels different, too. Like the material. Some of them feel plasticky. He feels a little harder. This blue gentleman here. Not really looking like a fighter. Looks like he's got, it says made in the USA. It's a little bit bendy. Looks like more of a farmer. Little soldier here. Yeah, he does have something written on his foot, and I really can't make it out other than made in China. But yeah, a little soldier from an older war. I'm not sure. I don't know my military history, but I don't know if what country he represents or anything, but he looks like a specific soldier from a certain time period. Yeah, one of these little guys. Like the ones that in Toy Story, like they made the military guys after these types. He doesn't have any info on him. But he's got tanks on his back. He looks like he might have a flamethrower or something. Yep. Little silver cowboy. With a shotgun. Yeah, again, he's smaller. He looks like a totally different series than most of them. Surprising how many different iterations of these characters that there are. Like, so many different companies must have jumped on the bandwagon, you know, when cowboys were a big deal or when military things were a big deal. Superheroes are a big deal. Yep. And one of these guys, his bow's broken. Ooh. I think this is a muscle. I like muscles. I have huge muscles. I'm just kidding. I have a collection from when I was a kid. I would like to get the original flesh. They call them flesh sets because the original ones just looked pink. There was kind of looked like unpainted pink. Then they started coming out with different color ones. I would like to get like a full set of the original ones. But yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look it up. It's got a mask like, looks like a heel to me. Cool. Get him cleaned up a little bit. Look at this guy. This feels older too. Like older. Muscles are from my childhood, but this feels like from a generation earlier. He's hard. Doesn't have any bend to him. And just like the design of it looks very 40s, 50s sci-fi look to it. I mean, it could have been made in the 70s or 80s as far as I know. It feels old. Vintage. It's really cool. I like him a lot. All right. If you've watched some of my earlier videos, you may have heard me mention something called Doofus Squadron. Doofus Squadron is a team that I'm compiling of characters that just have that quality about them, that just epitomize the word doofus. There have been a couple already, and this guy, I think, just made the team. Or this lady. Now, at closer look, it might be a lady. Who knows? Oh, they're made to come apart. Look, there's this little apron, the bottom and the top. So yeah, these are made to come apart and probably mix and match with other parts. And please let me know if you know what this is. Let me know in the comments. And that pose. Doofus Squadron grows by one member today, at least. I haven't looked at the rest, but this amazing specimen definitely belongs in Doofus Squadron. Yeah. Yeah. I have a puzzled look on my face because I'm puzzled. This looks like a hippie, no feet, a couple of fingers missing, and it looks like there may have been antennas that have been shorn off. Made in Hong Kong, and then just a long number, no other information. A long serial number or something, but interesting sculpt. The peace sign necklace and like the hippie clothes. No idea what this is, but interesting nonetheless. Okay. Another army gentleman here. Red, interesting choice. They usually, if they're going to pick one color, they usually pick green, but maybe this was the other team that you're fighting against. Yeah, interesting sculpt on this one. It's got a couple points of articulation here. A little wobbly head. Much bigger than the other ones. Nothing written. Cool. This is an interesting batch. A lot of interesting stuff in here. One of these. I love these guys. He looks like an older one. You'll probably be seeing more of these once I get, I'm digging through my bins. I'm sure I have quite a few of these, but this might be older than any of them that I have. So this is like G.I. Joe size. Definitely not a G.I. Joe, though. You can tell the quality is different. He doesn't have all the same articulation. His face, the head looks too small. I have so many. One of the other videos, I got a bunch of G.I. Joe-esque characters that were not actually G.I. Joe characters, and it's surprising how many there seem to be. Different lines, different series, different companies. I guess everybody wanted their own G.I. Joe line to cash in on the popularity. Wow. Another little soldier here. This feels even older. Again, I apologize that I don't know the specifics on most of these. Not an expert. Maybe someday, but not now. I really do want to learn more about them. What does this say on the bottom? I can't really make out what this says. Yeah, this feels... I don't know what it's made out of. It doesn't feel like plastic. And that just makes it feel older to me. Huh. Interesting. Oh, another one of these guys. Did I jump the gun on the Doofus Squadron? I feel like they can't all go in. I want it to be a rarefied air special group that only certain people can get into, but his head comes right off. He's good. I still think I made the right choice. I think the other one makes it, but still, I'm happy to have a small collection of whatever this is. Look, it's Popeye. A little bendy Popeye. Looks like 1996 King Features. The writing's so small, I should get a magnifying glass. But yeah, recently saw a little video. There's a YouTuber called Carpetbagger who I would recommend. He just travels all over and looks at interesting things. He went to Popeye's creator's hometown, and they have a lot of statues and history about him there. It was a really interesting story. Like, Popeye wasn't even the main character in that story at first, but evolved into being the main character, and now he's, iconic. Holy cow. This is made of lead. Look, it's like it's smushed down. I think it's lead, it's metal. This is getting into some really, really older stuff here that I didn't expect. That's really cool. I wonder what happened to him. Like, he looks like he got melted down or something. Because the base is like here. Wow. Yeah, another little gentleman, potentially lead. Nothing written. Looks like he had been painted like a gold color or something at some point. He actually stands up too, it looks like. He's got a base. Neat. Yeah, this stuff, it's really kind of blowing my mind, some of it. Like, I love this stuff. Like, I'm not really personally into military, like realistic military collectibles, but I love the history of it. Like, there's a lot of history in this little box I got. Speaking of history, look at this guy. Prehistory. Wow. I love him. I love his furry pants. I want a pair of pants like that. He's ripped. Look at those abs. He's got a knife on his chest. He looks like Chuck Norris a little bit. I don't know. He's got some cool tattoos. 2004, China. That's the only info. Yeah, I like him. He's cool. Oh. Here we have the Thing. And this is a metal toy. Yeah, it's heavy, it's metal. It's got a lot of articulation here. Not a lot, but some. It's got his good clobber in action here. Yeah, cool. I like the Thing. I like the Fantastic Four. And it says on his rear end that he was made copyright 1990 something. It's the paint is chipped right where it says the last number, but in the 90s. Cool little metal guy. Another one of these. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much more I can say about these other than I'm amazed by them. They're really cool. I mean, I keep saying lead. I don't know if it's lead, but really cool. He stands up too. Little metal George Washington or someone of that like. Wow. Really cool. Yeah, there's nothing written on any of these. He's got that face. He looks like George Washington. I'm going to call him George Washington, but let me know if I'm wrong. Yeah, really neat. This was a cool bin. I still have a few more here too. Okay, I have a little. This might be the funniest Green Lantern figure I've ever seen. That little curl here. It's just round little body and head. For 2009. Was that around when the movie came out? The Ryan Reynolds movie? Does that look like Ryan Reynolds? No, he's handsome. This guy. Okay. I would say normally Doofus Squadron, but I don't know if I want to put in like really well-known characters or IPs into the Doofus Squadron. I want them to be a little bit more random. On looks alone, Doofus Squadron material, but his IP kind of killed it for him. So, sorry, Green Lantern, you're not going to make it this time. And speaking of Green Lantern, we have this baby-looking Green Lantern. Again, it's 2011. I remember seeing toys like this. It's like in the little kids aisle at Walmart or Target. I don't remember what they're called. Never paid much attention to them, but now I own one. I own a little Green Lantern baby. Oh, what would a Green Lantern baby be like? Because it's all about the force of your will creating things. Something to ponder. All right, we've got this unfortunate looking little gentleman here. 2016. He's newer. Might be a zombie. I don't know what to say about this guy. He's funny. He's very small. Tiny zombie. A couple more these two I'll show together. Really old looking. Same sculpt, different paint. They don't feel like plastic. I don't know what it would be. It's got like a grain on the bottom, you can see, but it's not wood. Plaster, maybe, something like that. I'm sorry, I don't know the materials that well. But little like washing women, maybe, washing well wenches. Have you ever been to a Ren fair and seen them? I love them. Okay, down a little. Here we have Tila from Masters of the Universe. That's really cool. 1981. I've never had Tila before. When I was a kid, I told this story on another one, but I sold all of my He-Man guys at a garage sale, and I'm trying to get all the ones I had back, but I never even had Tila, so maybe I'll go beyond the ones I had, or I already have gone beyond. I don't have her cool staff or anything, but yeah, neat. Tila. We have Krang from Ninja Turtles. He didn't come with his little walker. He had like a little bubble and with two legs on it, I remember. I never had Krang either. I had a lot of Ninja Turtles. We'll get to that in the future. But I never had Krang. Now I have at least this part of Krang, which is probably the most important part. I love his big, like, mechanical walking doofus. He belongs in Doofus Squadron, although he is very well known. Yeah, cool. Got a Krang. And finally, you have the man himself, Superman. This is like a bendy with an actual cloth cape, though. It's definitely the old style Superman. This is like first appearance Superman era, but I think it's a newer toy. Yeah, it's got a website on the back, so it's newer. Doesn't have a year, but it says njcroce.com, made in China. A new vintage style Superman bendy. That's fun. And that's going to do it for this batch. I'm going to go back through and look at these all again because this was such an interesting group and range of characters and figures that we got here. Some things seem very old, maybe made of lead, definitely made of metal, all the way up to semi-current stuff like teens, from 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Probably the biggest range of figures I've ever gotten in one batch. And I appreciate that. That's really fun. I wish I knew more about all this stuff, but that's, kind of the purpose of this show is to learn. For me to learn, for you to learn. So I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much. Seriously. If you could subscribe, that would be really cool. That would help me. Until then, I will see you on the next dig. Bye.